What I like about these is that they have built-in heat shrink. Hey guys, this is Nate and this is the Native Tater channel. So I'm out here and I borrowed a friend's trailer, which is great, except for when things are not quite ready to go. So I'm out here late at night, I gotta leave in the morning and it doesn't have any lights on it. So I actually ordered from Amazon, and they do like the next day delivery now for free for Prime, which is kind of cool. And I picked up some little, simple LED lights. They're plastic, so they're not, the most robust, but they're all-in-one package that has both the side and then the side reflector light, and it's integrated, turn, stop, and running light. And then the bottom of one of them, the left side, has the light that points down for the license plate. So this guy is not as simple as just popping the lights on because it's so rusty. So what I'm going to have to do, or what I'm going to do, I guess I could do it more hodgepodge, but I'm going to cut this off and clean it up a little bit, and then I'll weld on a new rectangular pipe there that I have, or tube I guess I should say, and then I will create a couple holes that I can bolt these in on. So should be fairly quick and easy. The first thing I'm going to do is plasma cut these guys off. You could obviously use a die grinder, or you could use something like a reciprocating saw, but plasma cut is more fun and it's quicker, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll get going on the other side as well. Alright, so for this I'm using my Hobart Air Force 500i plasma cutter. It's a 110 or 220 volt machine. I have it hooked up to 220 right now. This stuff is a little on the thicker side. You could probably cut it with 110, but when you have a welding outlet, why not use it? You don't risk tripping a breaker. So let's have at it. Alright, so that guy is pretty ugly. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit with a grinder, and then I will prep for the tube to go behind it. This whole area is kind of rusted where it connected because it kept moisture in there. So I'm not gonna try to put it in the exact same place. I'll move it back a little bit. The wires have plenty of room to cover that. Alright, whenever I'm grinding, or really anytime I really need safety goggles, I've had bad experiences with the safety glasses, so I use goggles now because it keeps even, the little pieces that come in from the side from getting in your eye. Alright, to help with getting the wires up into here so they're semi-protected, and also for drainage for water, I'm going to cut a little half circle out of the bottom of this tube where it attaches to the trailer. Alright, so for welding, I'm going to use my Ironman 230. So it's a big 220 volt welder. Plenty of power to weld this stuff. You know, this side plate's actually really thick, and then this the square 2, which I think is 2x3, is, or 1.5x3, is fairly thin. So I want to put more of the heat into the side plate than into this guy, so I don't just melt through this, and I still get good penetration on the side plate here of the trailer itself. So let's get set up to do some welds. First things first, I want to make sure I have my cutout in the bottom, and then I want to get this guy placed so that it's level with the ground. When it's in there, I'm going to give it a couple tack welds and make sure it's good to go here. You can hear those coyotes probably on there. It's quite a clan of them. Hopefully I'll keep them away from me. Okay, she looks pretty good there. I'll clean those up, and I'll have to paint this stuff as well. Alright, so same thing on this side here. Alright, looks pretty good. Nice welds on a clean surface there. Alright, so the lights have a 2-inch center to center spacing, and then I'm putting them so that the edge of the light is just inside the metal so that the plastic's not sticking out past it. And the reason for that is in case this clips something, hopefully it will have a little bit of protection. Even if you walk past it and you run into this by accident, we have something to hold a lot of the force with the metal instead of the plastic. So let me drill these holes here. Now I'm going to drill a center hole for where I'm going to put the wires through. Alright. So these guys just have a bolt with a little square head that slides in here. And the idea there is that this holds the bolt still while you tighten the nuts on the back side. Then it has some adjustability, but you can see, you know, it's exactly how I want it. And then you can level it out and slide it up and down based off, you know, the sliders on the back. But so first we need to clean this up a little bit, and we'll throw some paint on it. These wires, the way I'm going to wire it up, in case you guys are wondering how do you get into those wires, these wires here will fit through here, so you can snake them down through here when it's unbolted, and then you have enough room that you can secure them to the trailer wiring and then tuck them back up in there so they're in there and protected. Alright, I'm just going to wire brush this stuff up a little bit, get some of the welding flux off, and then go in there and paint. So now to wire it up, you know, I'm not going to use those annoying trailer little, like, you know, pinch clamps. I don't know what they call them, but I'm going to use these little butt connectors. What I like about these is that they have built-in heat shrink. So this, once you heat it up, once you put the wires in, you crimp them, you heat it up, and then this shrinks down and gives a watertight connection, which is obviously good for something like these that are going to hang out in the weather. In here in Michigan, we get plenty of salt and stuff, so this should help a little bit, keep them lasting longer. I'm just going to fish these wires back through here. Alright, so it is a little bit tight, but it does work, so let's get these butt splices on here. And what I find works the best is actually to go ahead and place it in the place where you're going to crimp it, and then stick the wire in there. Alright, so trailer wiring is pretty easy. Brown is like your tail lamps, you know, just like your standard parking lights. And then white is the ground, and then green is right side for turn signal and brake, and yellow is left side for turn signal and brake. You know, obviously both turn signals basically turn on, and that's your brake lights, or just one side turns on to indicate you're turning. So let's hook these guys up. Alright, now before I crimp those down, I made sure that the lights actually work, but they do. So now I'll crimp it, and then I'm going to use a little lighter. You can use a heat gun, but this lighter on low also seems to work well for me. So I just start in the center, and then I work my way out. That way air can kind of escape. If you close off the end, then it can be a little harder. There we go. So now I'm going to tuck them in. To there. Now these wires can tuck in. Now before I put that in, I'm going to get these bolts Just go in here. I'm gonna start with the back with the harder one first, and then I'll show you a trick that I'm doing in order to actually get that attached. Now, one option could have been to drill access holes from the back side and you put a socket in there, and I intentionally did not want to do that because of all the road salt. I just didn't want another access point, so I'm making the install a little bit harder, but hopefully it's gonna make it last longer. I know it's gonna be a little hard to see, but what I'm gonna do is I have this little magnet on a stick, and I actually have, this is a weak one, which is normally pretty useless, but it's perfect for this kind of stuff because the strong ones, like, you keep getting stuck to the side of the tube. But this one, I'm basically fishing this in, putting the whole of the washer over the bolt, and then I can thread the bolt to kind of screw the washer closer to the base, and then lo and behold, it's on there. So I can do that to that round washer and then the lock washer. Took a couple tries, but I got it. So now the beauty of these guys, you can thread them almost all the way down because this light slides over these bolts, so you can make them almost tight. Alright, so now I got that one. This close one's obviously much easier. I can just pretty much do it by hand. Alright, so now I can slide this light on. And then now I can tighten it down. And so I'm going to tighten the back side first because it's harder to get to. Alright, there we have it. I got them all installed now. So now I have my my running lights on the vehicle, and then also the flashers on. So that shows you what it's doing. So you can see the side is lit up as well, and then obviously the back, and then on this side it's got the light down below it for the license plate. That's not a good place for this one to go, but that is somewhere that is kind of default for these things. So pretty happy with them. They certainly work, and they're bright, so we will give them a go and see how they do. Thanks for watching. Feel free to, you know, subscribe to my channel and see other videos of all kinds of stuff I'm doing around the house. A lot of time it is late at night, but that's the only time I get to do these projects with 3 little girls and in a day job. So thanks again, and take care.